They told me boys don't cry or play with Barbies. So my whole life I've tried my hardest to be the man that they wanted me to be.
I am back, and this is a quite twisted Tsukihina story. This was meant for April, and I got very busy with my other hobbies. So enjoy! And Oikage month. Yeah, that's it. Angst breakup twisted. Ages 27 for first years. Tsukihina and Oikage. In another life, I won't be yours. Tsukishima Kei opened his apartment door and walked into the living room where Shoya sat staring into space. He knocked on the open door and got Shoya to look at him. I'm home. Welcome home. What's wrong? You've been staring into space all night? Kei put down his bag and kissed Shoya's temple. What's for dinner? I'll go get it. Shoya got up and disappeared into the kitchen, with Kei glaring holes into the place he once sat. This is weird. Shoya isn't acting like himself. Shoya came back with dinner and gave a plate to Kei. As they were eating, Kei stared at Shoya, who was silent throughout dinner. In fact, only the scraping of metal on porcelain could be heard. Nothing to fret. I can easily lift the shrimp spirits. Kei smiled to himself as he cleared up the table and washed the plates. He went back to Shoya and saw him scrolling through his phone, particularly through Oikawa and Kageyama's shared Insta account. Kei's eye twitched as he kissed Shoya. Why so silent, baby? Kei reached down to grab Shoya's hand only for Shoya to flinch away. Shoya looked up at him with a strained look and stood up to back away from him. Shoya? What's wrong? Oikawa-san told me. He told me, Kei, about what you two did on our third year of high school. When Kageyama left you? No, when you made Kageyama leave me. Kei tilted his head, not liking how Shoya was acting. Is that all? Shoya shook his head and gripped his phone tight. You know, you shouldn't trust Oikawa. After all, he is the most conniving snake, is he not? Kei stepped forward only for Shoya to step back in fear. So Kei closed in on Shoya and trapped him against the wall. Shoya, you think I'm that twisted? That psycho? Shoya flinched as Kei pulled on a strand of his hair. Stay away. Why? Kei leaned in beside Shoya's ear and nipped it. Just kidding, babe. He backed away from Shoya and patted the older's head. Seriously though, you shouldn't trust Oikawa. I have a video. What? I have a video. Shoya, what nonsense is this? It's true! Oikawa sent it to me just now. He said you plotted to make Kageyama leave me. And he has your voice on record. Shoya took his phone in both of his hands and opened his gallery. But Kei had already snatched his phone only for the screen to show a picture of both of them on their first date. So it is true. Shoya, why would you trick me like that? Kei glared at Shoya. Shoya was taken aback at this side he never saw before. You monster! Has everything been a lie as well? Kei, you know how I feel about being lied to. Shoya, shut up. If the start of our relationship was because of your manipulative ways, what else is? Shut up. Do you even love me? Hinata, shut the fuck up. Shoya shut up with tears streaming down his face, a hand to his mouth covering his shock. He shook his head high, disappointed at Kei. When Iwaizumi-san came to me to say you asked Oikawa to make Kageyama be his, and make him get used to taking it like I already was, I fucking denied it. I denied the fact that you were a monster. I must have looked like a fool. Are you not always? What? No, Shoya, I didn't mean that. Shoya ran out of the apartment, away from Kei's grasp and twisted love. But honestly, is manipulating the situation to have somebody truly love? Or is it a madness-driven obsession? 3 days after Shoya ran out of his shared apartment, he stayed in his own private apartment. "Kay, dinner's ready." He froze, 2 bowls of dinner in his hands. His body conditioned to make 2 portions of dinner since graduating high school. He only realized he let go of the plates when a loud crash broke him out of his daze. Tears flowed down his face as he picked up shards on the floor. How long has he been grooming me to satisfy his needs? How long has he been using me for his own interests? How long has he been twisting me, molding me to be his perfect servant? Yet how long did it take you to realize, Shoyo? Never. Not until Iwaizumi-san found you after what he says to be years of search. Who am I? Shoya stood up, leaving the broken plates on the floor. He took up a piece of paper and began to write. Later that day, he looked back from the door of his apartment and lastly sent a message to his sister. From Shoyo. Subject: visit me tomorrow. Hey sis, wanna come to my private apartment tomorrow? Lol, you have no choice though. Keys below the rug. Tell mom I love her, and I love you too. Natsu gave Kei a punch to the gut which forced him down on impact. You fucking drove him out. Natsu looked down to Kei with disgust and threw a folded piece of paper at him. You're a piece of shit that drove my brother out of our lives. I wish you were never born. At this point, she had a scary look in her eyes as tears flowed out. What the hell, kid? Don't you dare talk back to me. I don't even know what I did. Fuck how you do. Otherwise, Nissan wouldn't write that you were the reason he left. He left? Where? Ask your goddamned self. Natsu slammed the door on her way out and Kei immediately took the piece of paper and hastily opened it. Kei, I have realized that whatever we had was something more akin to a prisoner and his jailer than lovers as we promised and made out to be in the public eye. I love you. I truly do. But I think that your obsession does not count as love, so I am left to wonder. Did you ever love me? Maybe you did in your own manipulative and twisted ways. I reached out to Kageyama and the Grand King. They confessed to it. Kageyama was raped by Oikawa as planned. Week after week, manipulated by the Grand King to stay silenced. I find it hard to believe Kageyama actually forgave him and now seriously loves him. But I cannot love you. The Grand King got Kageyama but didn't treat him as a servant. The Grand King didn't groom Kageyama to serve him. So, Tsukishima, I hope you live your life away from me and my family. Don't bother going to them asking for me. I'm disappearing from Japan, and I'll be damned if you travel the world to find me. I hope you don't find me. I hope you don't get loved again. I hope that people don't remember you as that Sendai Frog middle blocker, honestly. But that would make 2 monsters if I do that. But hey, for the next or even in another life, I won't be yours. Because I lost all my self-promises, my value, and my worth. So in another life, I hope we don't meet. So I would never go through your obsessive love again. I forgive you. I really do. But I hope you die alone and unloved in a cold and empty house. Hinata. A single tear slipped out from Kei's eye. Yet he had no remorse, for he promised himself. Don't worry, Shoya. In another life, I won't slip up.